Hey, you guys, hope you are having an awesome Saturday. I know I am. Y'all, let me tell you, when I say that the Spirit of the Lord is moving, I mean just that. I mean, my mind is blown. I still can't exactly wrap my mind around this. Like, it's just, wow, how in depth it is once you stand back and look at it. Okay, so this is what happened. I was watching this video of this doctor, and he was a labor and delivery doctor, and he was explaining like the gestation with a pregnancy. And he was explaining the gestation of what happens at the gestational age of 21 weeks, okay? And he's telling all of the different things that would be going on at that time and what would be happening the following week at 22 weeks. And he says something. Bells just go off. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what? I had to go back and re-listen to it over and over, and was like, because I could feel the door opening on something. And I was like, what is this? What? I got to keep pushing. Okay. He said at 21 weeks, this is when the liver stops. No, the liver sort of, what the liver does before that point is it generates the red blood cells. After this, at 22 weeks, it's turned over to the bone marrow. Now, if you've been following me long enough, but in case you have not, I had asked the Lord a very strange question. I don't know why I thought of this, but it just stuck out like a sore thumb. Maybe he got me to ask this, to dig like past the surface of the word, right? So I said, okay, you know, I'm going through the crucifixion here, but it says they didn't break Jesus's legs. And I know things have to happen in a certain order and for a certain reason. It's not just, you know, he's just already dead. And it was to uphold a prophecy given. I'm not satisfied with that. What really happened in this equation? Why? So I'm fully aware. My whole walk has been connecting everything together. Everything. Science, everything. Everything. One thing supports another is what's so crazy. And so I looked up the bone marrow. That's what's on the inside of bone, okay? So if you break something, if you broke his legs, it would spill the marrow. Well, I found a place in the Old Testament about not breaking the bone and spilling the marrow. And so I went from there. I was like, okay, what does the marrow do scientifically? It generates red blood cells. And I was like, I told the Lord, I said, okay, I get that. But what if, you know, you always got to ask that what if they had? I started seeing these big rocks fall down from the sky. The ground started shaking. I saw Roman soldiers running back and forth screaming. And I could feel it. It was instant. Armageddon. So that's what would have happened. So anyway, because, and I remember the Spirit of the Lord saying, if the spilling of his blood created an earthquake, what do you think spilling of the marrow would do? And that's when he showed me the scene. I mean, I saw it was like almost like on a semi-hill where they were, because you could see the foot of the cross. You could see the foot of the cross right there. And they was running back and forth. They were screaming, they were ducking. And it was pretty wild. And so he showed me this that always stuck with me. That's the thing about the things of God. It will stick with you. It will stick with you. The truth will stick with you. If you stay in the truth, it stays stuck to you. It's not going anywhere. A lie will just dissipate. Because, you know, it's the same as a fart, y'all. I hope y'all got a laugh at that. That hot air. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, I took all this into consideration, what he had already shown me. And I was like, well, okay, so there's something I'm supposed to take from this. What? And I was like, wait a minute. The liver, that was for one of the burnt offerings. I looked it up. It's for the sin offering. In the Old Testament, it was the liver and the kidneys. And the fat, can't forget about the fat. I was kind of puzzled by that. Okay, so the fat, it represents the flesh. Okay, represents the flesh. So go ahead and get that out of the way. But what is this a mirror of? How does it relate to Christ and him being the sin offering? Just how close is it? What is he talking about? Well, with the liver, that's where the red blood cells are generated before the gestation of 21 weeks. So he is talking in terms of a pregnant woman, like the Revelation 12 woman. I'm so excited by this. Like the Revelation 12 woman. And she ties in with this because I explained before, he shows me her as Lady Wisdom. She knew she knew exactly what to do to keep herself alive, to have the baby, to have the man child. So we get hung up on that and think it's male. I am man. Okay, so and if you look at it, the description within Revelation 12 goes with the sons of God. It goes with the sons of God, the birth of the sons of God. And so so he shows me a something I had seen before. I saw this, he showed me this when he first started teaching me about the Revelation 12 woman. He showed me this woman, she looked like she would be like a spirit, like you could see through her, but her outline, the middle of her glowed, and she had, you know, you could you could make out features and everything. It almost looked like a sonogram, but very detailed. And so the outline of everything looked like it was stars, So it was the color of stars, the brightness. She was pregnant. I saw the baby in her stomach, and it was turned upside down like it was fixing to be birthed. I mean, she was way on out there. And he said, a child will be born against all odds. Actually, one of the angels told me that. Gabriel told me that. Or an angel of the Lord had told me that. I wasn't even able to look directly at the angel itself. Just the top of where its head was. And it was odd. It looked like a Mexican sunrise, y'all. It did. It, like, I saw the glow come off of it. It was beautiful. But yeah, he showed me the woman again, and I saw her stomach. I could see the outside of the baby. I could see the baby's spine curled up, and I was like, you're talking, you must be born of the water and the spirit. So this is where the kidneys come in. This is where the kidneys come in. I think it said between 5 and 12 weeks old. Let's see, it's 21 weeks. Up until 21 weeks, the liver produces the red blood cells. And then between 5 and 12 weeks is when the amniotic fluid is being produced by the kidneys. And so, yeah, that's produced by the baby. That protects the baby. Must be born of the water and the spirit. And then you have the fat, which is just under the skin, under the garment of skin that we were clothed with. So that represents the flesh. Isn't that cool? So, see, back in the Old Testament, these things off these animals, that was not good enough. But it was a representation of what was coming in the future. A representation. So, you know, those things were not clean. What God sent was clean. And so, you know, it kind of makes you wonder, though. And see, this just came to mind. I don't know why, but it kind of makes you wonder where they stabbed him in the side. And he had the water and the blood come out. All that water. So, if that had anything to do with it as well. So anyway, all this stuff ties in together. It is so neat. It's so neat, so neat. And see, I didn't even know what offering it was, y'all. I had no idea. Whenever I had heard the guys talk about the liver, and I was like, wait a minute, huh? And that's what Christ was. That's what he is. He was the sin offering. He was the only one that was good enough. But it's crazy to think that liver, kidneys, and fat represent all that. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, that's what God told Moses to do. That's what God told Moses to do. So, man, little did we know it was revealing. Very, 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 this revealing, these thousands of years later, that we would have, you know, enough science today, we could actually start tying this stuff together. See, we are seeing some of the things that even the prophets of the Bible long to see. And experience. Can you imagine that? Because, I mean, we read the Bible and we're like, whoa, you know. That's like, they were doing all that sober. Now we are stepping up doing it sober. There is no better time to live than right now, with the exception of when Christ walked. I mean, to me. And God is calling an army. This is what he said to me today. Let me see if I can get this right. See if I can get this right. He said, as I have the land and sea, I called thee by name. Yeah. So the prophetic, the people, he's done called you. He's already called you. So everybody better get ready to rise and come forth and not be afraid to share this kind of stuff. Because our God is this deep, y'all. He is. It is so much fun to me to get into the Word and then go bug the stew out of the Lord, wanting to know why this, what happened, how's this work? We don't, you know, we spend too much time going to the dead for our answers to life. Why? And when we've got a great big God that is so alive, more alive than us, sitting there waiting for us to ask. Waiting for us to ask. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank y'all for watching.